My parents chose my doctor over me when I told them he was poisoning me, so I cut them off and built my own case. 2 years later, they're at my hospice bed apologizing because I'm dying at 19 from what he did. For 3 years, I'd had the same doctor treating my autoimmune condition, and the man had never shown physical affection beyond a pat on the shoulder. But then everything changed. He told me he was retiring early because his wife had cancer. He'd already arranged for my care to transfer to an excellent colleague. He gave me 6 months of refills instead of the usual 3, and when he hugged me at the door, he whispered, "Stay strong, kiddo." 3 weeks later, I was sitting in his old office, except it looked like a spaceship now. Everything warm and comfortable had been replaced with chrome and white surfaces. Dr. Nash was younger than my last doctor, and intense in a way that made me uncomfortable. He spent the first appointment questioning everything about my treatment plan, calling it dangerously conservative and outdated. I tried explaining that I'd been stable for 2 years, but he pulled up lab results on his tablet showing my parents all these concerning trends my last doctor had apparently missed. My mom's face went pale as he pointed to numbers I didn't understand, talking about subtle inflammation and markers climbing and how we needed to optimize before permanent damage occurred. He wanted monthly appointments instead of quarterly, and when I protested, he turned to my parents asking if they wanted to stick with outdated protocols. My mom had just returned to work full-time after years of managing my care, and she looked relieved someone was taking charge. My dad, who normally let mom handle medical stuff, actually started asking questions about Dr. Nash's Harvard research. Over 4 months, Dr. Nash systematically changed everything. First, my main medication got switched to a newer generation substance, then supplements for absorption, then anxiety meds for the stress of chronic illness. Each change brought side effects he called adjustment periods. I gained weight, my skin broke out, I couldn't focus during debate, which had always been my thing. He required weekly blood draws and hour-long appointments reviewing every detail of my daily symptom logs. My mom loved how involved he was, and started telling everyone about this miracle doctor, who was finally helping her daughter. When I said I felt worse, she'd remind me Dr. Nash warned things might decline before improving. By senior year, I was taking 12 different pills and seeing him twice a week. He'd started calling me his star patient and mentioning my case in his research blog without using my name. When graduation approached, I begged for just 2 hours to walk with my class. I'd skip the parties and wear a mask and do whatever he wanted. But Dr. Nash reviewed my latest labs from his private clinic and got this concerned look. My inflammation markers were elevated and my white cell count was off. He recommended starting twice-weekly IV infusions immediately. When I asked to delay just 1 week, he sighed like I was being difficult. He didn't explicitly tell my parents I couldn't attend graduation, but he made sure they understood the risks. My mom panicked about me collapsing during the ceremony, and my dad, who rarely got involved in medical decisions, agreed we shouldn't take chances. I tried showing them research about stress and autoimmune conditions, but Dr. Nash smiled patiently and said he admired my initiative, but Google wasn't medical school. The night of graduation, I sat in his clinic with an IV in my arm, watching Instagram stories of my classmates celebrating. I felt hollow, like something inside me had finally broken. 2 weeks later, everything changed. During a routine infusion, I developed severe stomach pain that made me double over. Dr. Nash's eyes lit up as he ordered emergency tests, and I heard him tell a resident this could be publication worthy. That's when the doctor reviewed my medication list. She was young and careful, but I could see her frown deepen as she read. She mentioned some symptoms looked like medication interactions, and reminded me patients had rights to second opinions. I tried to look into